What's up, man? I got my fucking Civic here, dude. We're fucking pros here. We like the power. So I put this in here for 10 horsepower. You're like, oh, fuck this. Tubes. It's actually afternoon now. We got a vehicle we're gonna work on today. I gotta go pick it up. It's just down the street. I worked on this one before. Haven't done any videos on it, but it's a I think it's a 2001 Land Rover, and all it does is sit. I told him it would be a fun thing to have, and when I meant fun, I was being sarcastic. Actually, no, I told him, I go, hey, you know, they're kind of neat, but at the same time, they also have their problems. And this one happens to have little stupid things here and there. So, anyways, we're going to go use the town car to pick it up. We'd use the truck, but I'm going to use the town car, so I put the trailer hitch on there. Still kind of testing the town car out with towing stuff because about springtime, we're going to pull the engine out of my truck. And I've already got some things I just wanted to share real quick. Let's see, I've got a whole gasket kit. It's got the head gasket and everything in here. I believe this kit was a Cummins kit. I'm not sure. It might actually be, no, it's an aftermarket one, but the stuff looks pretty good on it. And Randy still hasn't claimed his thing, so we'll probably do another draw and we'll see who else wants that or wins it. And then I've got this bracket. It's kind of important to have for the vacuum pump deal that I got on my engine. So we're going to put that on when we go to rebuild the engine. I'm probably not going to do some of the things I had planned, which was pretty expensive stuff like P-pump and whatnot. But I don't know. We'll see how that pans out. Really what I'd like to do is kind of do at least a rebuild on it. Put new gaskets, new pistons, rings, have the block machine, all that stuff. Just freshen it up, because this got a lot of miles on it. I figured it probably has close to 400,000 miles on it and a lot of hours, so it's probably ready for a rebuild. And it burns a little bit of oil on startup, a little bluer than normal, but I haven't been losing a lot of oil. I leak oil more than I burn it, so I guess it's not too bad. And that's the other thing, I have a lot of gaskets that to replace them you have to tear the engine apart, so figured let's just take it apart and see what it looks like and make it better. But anyways, I need to go get this rig. And I'm not sure, maybe later today I might work on this trailer. I know it needs to get greased up. I have a grease gun tool that a company sent us, and I need to try it out. Maybe we'll do that on this because it'll be easy to show it. I am going to be ordering, well, we'll be doing some work on this dolly. We need to do some brake flushing, grease things up. We need to put a new steering damper on because this thing gets pretty squirrely without the dampener. Let's see, what's the weight of this? Where is it at? Should probably check the tire pressure. I figure this thing probably weighs like what, 1,500 pounds? Damn it. Pull it into the driveway a little bit and pump up the tires. They are dry rotted. Oh, I need to get new tires, guys. I might have to, when we go do some work on this, that'll be the first thing I do is just rip those tires off, park it in the driveway and pull the tires off and fix that up. Anyways, let's go. Let's see how that works. I've got, maybe I'll put another glove under here. Yeah, got a lot of headroom, but sure do. I got 2 socks on. I should just take the pair off. I'm like, I thought it was gonna be cold out, and I come out here and it's like freaking hot. Not hot, but for what I was expecting. I'm gonna let the air suspension level out. I like to let this car level out first before I start driving. The lights work on the dolly. Oh, there it goes. Okay, one of the lights is kind of slow. All right. Oh, I need to let the guy know. I'm away at 5 minutes. I do have the straps, and I have my magnet lights, which aren't really going to be needed because we're not going that far. Yeah, I need to get new tires. I can really feel that in this car. I've seen a lot of garbage left around town. I'm gonna just check the trailer real quick. Stop. God, I need to do the rear bushings on this thing. And U-joints. I don't know what tire has a rock in it, but better not be a goddamn bolt. Oh, I don't even know what's back there. We'll see how this does towing a Land Rover. It's only going to be a short distance. Dolly has a rock in the tire. Well, if it needs tires, I'll just have to swing by the tire shop tomorrow and get them replaced. Every time I go to this guy's house, I forget. I think it's the next street down. Let's take a look. Ooh, this truck here just sitting there has got a "we're gonna tow it" sticker. Okay, oh, there it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna park. Well, I don't want to turn around. We're going to. I know what we'll do. That Land Rover's been sitting under that tree for a while. It's got a sap on it. Okay, I'm gonna do overdrive off. Neutral. I thought all these brakes are something else. Oh, dude, this thing has got it. This is so much easier towing with an automatic. It is a neutral, and the key is in, and the steering wheel is unlocked. Which I don't think you really need to lock the steering wheel because, or unlock it because the deck of the trailer turns. Dual purpose, daily driver and utilitarian. Light duty off-road. I'm towing a probably 5,000 pound vehicle and I don't really feel a thing. Nice and comfy. Getting 3 miles to the gallon. Towing. Luckily, it does run. It does drive. It's just, you know, steering legs. Oh, nobody's coming up this corner. Oh, you guys are gonna flop a little bit. I'm peeling out. Dude, this thing, I mean, I'm not saying it's a Super Duty. I'm just saying, like, I really am not having to give it much throttle pulling this rig. Let's see what we're working with here. So this key thing comes apart. I thought I broke it. It's like, oh my God. Thing is broken. I thought I was gonna get away with putting lube on it. Okay, first of all, it's got this giganto brake pedal. I do not know how you move the seat. Oh, there it is. Power steering is non-existent. Okay. And it misfires really bad. You know, he could just drive it without power steering. It's not that bad. Dude, no offense, but this thing is like junkyard bound. It's definitely misfiring. It's got a flashing check engine light. Sounds pretty good though. Okay, let's. How do I? My God. Okay. Oh, that just broke right the frick off. Look at that brake pedal. It's just strange. I hate to mess with people's settings, but wait, what? That's it. Horn works. Oh boy, it's easy to get in and out of. This is like dumb. Look at it's the teeny little gas pedal. Where's the? How do you pop the hood on this? Do you just... that. I was actually thinking about trying to wash this for him, but wow, it's like coated. Kind of want to wash it to some degree and get all the crap out so we can work on it. I don't want to get Ron's car all dirty, but his is gonna need to be, you know, clean and stuff. He's got flat tires. I don't even know what I was just talking about. Bunch of gibberish. Okay. So the problem that we have is that there is a low pressure line, or basically the hose going to this reservoir, that bigger one, which I believe looks like a 1/2 inch. Well, it runs down, and it's really hard to show you guys what's going on. There's a spot of it where it rubs on a line, and it is leaking ever so slightly. This is obviously misfiring. I mean, you gotta take the intake manifold out to get to the back of the spark plug wires. Battery charger on this thing just to condition the battery and just let her chooch. But it seemed a little slow on starting, so I wasn't sure if the battery was maybe kind of, man, it has been sitting off and on, and he has been getting it to run and stuff, making sure the battery doesn't go completely flat. But I'm putting my charger on it to just freshen it up. This charger actually works pretty good at doing that. Okay, so this has got misfire we're going to deal with later, but the big problem is power steering. I'm hoping that pump didn't get trashed. Man, you know, you look at this and look at where the engine mounts are, you could mount a 4BT in here. Alright. I'm gonna get this guy out of the way, actually, because it's all fucking clamped on. I wonder what was here. Oh. His air filter wasn't down in there all the way. That's a crappy air filter. I think a town car filter wouldn't have to fit, would it? No. So we do need to get this out of the way. I might actually cut this clamp that's right here and put a new one on there, just so I can pull that off. Well, I forgot to push the record button, so I messed up. But so that hose, you know, comes right here, and it goes down and then under to the feed nipple on the power steering pump. Good, I just barely touched it. Look how dirty that is. And what I did is I came in at an angle, and I was able to get onto that clamp, and I just pressed it down, and it came off. And it just slid right off. And here is what we're working with. This just failed. So I need to make a thing. I actually want to cut this off and see if there's a split, just to make sure. Okay, so I got a worm drive clamp on down there at the bottom. I cleaned this hose up. I did not find any leaks. I thought, you know, I had a break in it, but I was wrong. I think what happened is that clamp actually was already loose. So I just got rid of that, put a worm drive clamp in there. And so last time when we started filling this up, we saw it running down the or coming off the hose and just dripping onto the ground. So let's put a little bit of fluid in here and see if we can fix this. I thought I just saw a drip. Alright, I'm gonna start it up and we'll see if the power steering works. The air's definitely coming out. Just gonna let it idle. Let that air come out. Well guys, I thought I had this fixed. Thought it was just a broken clamp, but it wasn't. It looks like it's leaking out of the power steering pump itself. There's you know, the body is split in half, and right where the gasket is where the fitting goes, and it is leaking there. So unfortunately it looks like it needs a power steering pump. I've tried moving the hose around and stuff, and it didn't make the leak worse or better, worse or less, I want to say that. It looks like it was coming much higher than the actual hose. So the hose is fine, but there's, you know, a pretty big leak with that power steering pump, so it looks like he needs a new one. So I'm gonna try and capture some of that fluid and get it back into a bottle so we don't waste a whole reservoir worth, and then yeah, he's gonna need a power steering pump. So who's down for a little old-fashioned compression test? I just got thing hooked up here. Let's see if this works. Compression 120. Let's try that again. So we got I have an idea. Let's hold the throttle wide open and then crank it. About the same. We're at about 119. Let me see, 119. All right. This spark plug here, I took out was wet. So it's got a misfire there. Anyways, it might need plugs and wires. But we don't entirely have a dead cylinder, so that's good. I'm gonna put my charger back on here just to keep his battery maintained. I think his misfiring problem is because he needs plug wires. I just barely grabbed this thing and it just ripped. Dude, this is gonna suck. So number 6 was 119. We're 119 on that one as well. Okay. Alright, as soon as I can find the key, let's try cylinder number 5. the same. Can you guys see? 119. So I think engine's probably okay. So I'm gonna call spark plugs and a wire set. Should we freaking plug that back in there and see if it starts and runs? Still kind of sounds about the same. It's definitely misfiring. I don't have it. I already cleared the codes. Oh yeah. She's got a stumble to her. Alright, well. Based on what I'm seeing, this old gal needs plugs, plug wires. I don't think the coils need to be replaced, but I definitely think we have some plug wire problems. So, whew. Well, anyways, I'm gonna plug that battery charger in there, let that work on the battery overnight. I'm gonna pack up and I'm done for the night. I'm done.